Praise God. Our student speaker for this evening, Mr. Lamont Taylor, is graduating with his Master's of Science in Management. Lamont Taylor is a human resource manager for Frisch's Restaurants Incorporated. He is responsible for employee relations and non-exempt recruitment for Ohio, Indiana, and Kentucky. He currently serves on the board of Greater Cincinnati Behavioral Health and Sciences, as well as the Cincinnati Children's Museum Advisory Board. He's been actively involved in community issues, serving on the Community Action Agency Board, as past president of the Corryville Community Council, and board member for the Cincinnati Empowerment Zone, Cincinnati Works, and Corryville Community Development Corporation. He and his wife, Erica, reside in Kennedy Heights with their two daughters, Evan and Ryan. Please join me in welcoming our student speaker for this evening, Mr. Lamont Taylor.
All right, bear with me because I'm a little nervous, but I'm also excited. I want to thank my wife and my two daughters, Evan and Ryan, and two personal friends of mine and our family, Mr. and Mrs. Will Scott. Thank you very much. First, I want to thank my instructors and staff members, and of course, my cohorts, in helping me advance my spiritual maturity and my career over the past 6 years here at Indiana Wesleyan. Class of 2016, we have been blessed to learn from some of the best instructors and cohorts, and as a result, today, we've received a fine education. I will always remember that day in 2010 of August, when I visited the campus of IW in Cincinnati and one of our competitors who I choose not to name. While touring IW campus, the staff there made me feel so welcome and so confident that I could actually do it, and I was terrified. I met with the Representative John Woods. He convinced me I could do it. And I tell you, joining the IW family in October 2010 for my first class was the best decision I've ever made in my life. I say that to say that fear is temporary, but regret sometimes can last forever. That day, Lamont chose to face his fears and push through. And since 2010, when I joined the IW family in 2012, I received my associate's degree. In 2014, I received my bachelor's degree. And today, like all of you, we're receiving our graduate degrees. You may ask where that fear comes from. It's not just a fear of learning, but I never finished the 10th grade. So I thought it was impossible not just to go back to school, but to be successful at it. The lessons I've learned throughout the coursework at IW have been so invaluable to me, spiritually, personally, and professionally. You see, our company was took over by a new firm. And the CEO tapped me and said, Lamont, I want you to do a peer and engagement analysis of 4 of our strongest competitors in our regions. The fact that I was taking those classes in graduate school, it actually prepared me to be a good strategic business partner for our operations. So thank you to the professors that are here today, Carson and some other folks. Before I presented that presentation to my new CEO and our leadership team, I first sent it to some of the trusted folks at IW who I love and had them look at it, and my good friend Will Scott, who tightened it up for me. And when I presented it to him, it was a hit. So I've now been tapped to put together a new performance management matrix for the organization. In the spirit of our keynote speaker, I want to leave you in closing with 2 lessons that I've learned here from day 1 at IW leadership, at IW, servant leadership and lifelong learning. The great Peter Drucker once said, we now accept the fact that learning is a lifelong process of keeping abreast of change. And the most pressing task is teaching others how to learn. Graduates, the true purpose of pursuing and possessing this body of knowledge that we've got from this fine institution is to give it to others. Dr. Kim Cotton was recently shared with me, a closed hand never receives, but an open hand, but we must open our hands to give, and when our hand is open, it is also there to be replenished. I want to challenge every graduate here today to take the body of knowledge that we've gained from this institution and go and make and enrich the lives of those that we love, those that we live with, those that we're responsible for, where we work, and the communities in which we live and do business in. Now, along that process, life gets in the way. But two things I want to share with you, and two things that I always refer back to. Falling down is simply a part of life. Getting back up is what we call living. Class of 2016, God bless you. Keep living.